Looking pretty good, Ty.
Fall is here, Al. Fall is here.
Our favorite time of the year, except it's wrapping down really, really quick. We're gonna have 30-mile-an-hour winds today. It looks pretty, but it's cold out. We had a meeting this morning at our office, and most of our guys, a lot of you might not know that we film 5 television fishing shows at Lindner Media Productions. We do Angling Edge, Fishing Edge, Lund, the Ultimate Fishing Experience, Angling Buzz, and the Ontario Experience. And we've got guys all over the country for months on end. We got to do 65 original television shows in a 7-month period. So Ty and I are talking this morning, and he says to me, you know what? We never fished once this year. Not once. I said, let's go change that. What do you want to do?
Walleyes.
Walleye. That's his favorite fish. And he's really good at it. In fact, in our office, every single year, he catches the biggest walleye. Wherever he's at, big walleyes are there. Hopefully I get one today.
Hey, it's all about luck. Let's go get him, Al.
Closed captioning is provided by Smooth Moves, adjustable boat seat suspensions for a smoother ride.
There we go.
Got him?
Nice jack.
Nice
Nice
Jackie.
jack.
That one I think we've got to get a net on. What do you think?
I think we might need a net for this one, Al.
Yeah, I think that one is a very nettable fish.
The beauty of fishing this fall days is there's big jacks biting too.
Oh yeah. A little while we've been out here, these fish know that weather pattern's coming in to change and they're biting, man.
The wind isn't coming our way.
Yeah.
It comes up.
That was a nice one. It's a nice fish. This one we want to show the camera. Folks are going to like this one.
Just have that fluorocarbon, which I think is a big deal when you're dealing with these pike fishing for walleyes, because oh, look at that, just fat fish, Al. Nice. Oh
boy, that's a beauty.
That is a tank.
That's a beauty, man.
Again, look at that right in the side of the mouth. Look at that fat cow. That thing is just a tank. You can tell they are eating. They are in fall beast mode, eating mode, before that hard surface hits the top of the water. And Al and I just needed to get out here because we know the days are limited for saltwater fishing, isn't it, Al?
You know, we came out here, it was almost driving over. Clear everywhere. Look at the cloud cover coming in that they're talking about this afternoon. It's amazing how these fish know when a weather change is coming in way before it happens.
Your local weather is, or can be, a necessary evil. Most fish will bite the best in pre-front conditions. Some can be caught in the middle or post-frontal conditions. At these times, you just have to fish smarter and harder for less. The bottom line is you have to be willing to go out and fish in any weather, no matter what species you're chasing. Lucky for us, nowadays we have equipment to handle any weather situation. We've got bulletproof outerwear, boats and motors that are tested to the extremes for your safety in any conditions, advanced seat pedestals that eliminate the wear and tear on your back while running in big seas, electronics and trolling motors that will keep you held in any position no matter how hard the wind is blowing, rods and reels that are lighter than ever and reduce fatigue when you're in the elements. All of this has been engineered for you, the consumer. There are no more excuses not to go fishing.
All I had to do is get off the meat and get on the plastic, Al.
Yes. Oh yeah. It ain't a monster, but it's a walleye.
It's a walleye. Yeah. There we go. That's a nice walleye. Look at that. You know, one thing I've come to appreciate over the years, when I was younger, I drowned so many minnows over the years, but now I'm smarting up, especially in the fall time, when you're talking about cold weather and sticking your hand in cold water for minnows, just aren't gonna do it. I actually just switched from doing exactly that. I had a minnow on, I switched to a paddle tail using a hair jig, the VMC bucktail jig. 2 minutes, bam, right away. Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Feels like a small eyeball.
Might be an eyeball.
No, it is an eye, and it ain't a small one.
That's what we're out here for.
Ugh. Oh man, look at her just shaking. I love it. I love it. I love it.
Yes, yes, there you go.
Thank you, sir.
Beautiful fish. Oh my gosh.
man,
Fall walleyes, buddy.
Is it fun or is it? Oh, There you go. How's
Hey, the
that,
question
baby, huh?
is whether or not
Whether or not, that was the decision. Do we go out or not to beat the weather? Well, we ain't been out here too long, and we're scoring pretty darn good.
This segment is brought to you by Sunset Country, Ontario, Canada. You gotta come visit.
You know what we're doing right now is fishing fairly shallow water. We're fishing 6 to 12 feet of water. Now we live in north central Minnesota, and a lot of people would call this the heart of walleye country. In Minnesota, walleye's king. That's our state fish. And we get to fish some really good walleye lakes that have good, strong populations of fish. And on these lakes, it isn't rare, like in fall like this, you got a pot of fish that we're fishing. These are these shallow water weed fish. There's pike up here, there's walleyes, there's muskie. And at the same time that this is happening, we could go out on these deeper structures on this lake with a jigging rap and fish in 25 to 40 foot of water, and be catching walleyes, and yes, an occasional pike on a jigging rap in that deep water. These fish do a lot of different things, but in lakes that got a lot of walleyes, there's always some shallow water walleyes, always. And one of the interesting things on a lot of these lakes, they're the biggest fish in the system. You know, water temperature today, it's 44 degrees. And on a lot of these big lakes, it's around this time that those tullabees start coming in to spawn. And on there's a movement of walleyes that started a little bit earlier. There's a movement on these lakes, and where we live, that the September moon and October moon going into November, there's a really good night bite. And a lot of guys pull flatline rapalas at night and catch some really big fish. That's the same pot of fish that we're catching jigging in these weeds right now. Yeah, you know, these fish aren't coming from 35 feet of water 2 miles out there and coming up in here at night. These fish are living in here. But there's another movement of fish in fall during that moon phase where you get a lot of walleyes coming up shallow again. And ironically, some of them that were suspended start going in on those deeper structures. You don't see as many suspended fish as that water after the thermocline. Prior to that, you had a lot of big suspended walleyes scattered out in the middle of nowhere. After that thermocline breaks, what happens, a lot of those walleyes, they start going down the structure, they start bunching up together. And that's why you can get so many fish in one spot at one time.
Fall is a great time for fish consolidation. That means big pods of big fish. And if the wind blows like it always does in fall, you can get blown off the water and miss some fantastic opportunities. Here are a few little tidbits that will help you get around fishing windy conditions. If it's extremely windy out and the lake is just getting pounded, go fish a river. Many times rivers offer you the opportunity to hide from nasty wind. If there are pits in your area, oftentimes the high banks protect you from sharp gusting winds. If you have the choice to fish a lake with many islands, that can be a good option. You can tuck behind them for protection, navigating out or in, and many times they will get wind current flushes between them, drawing in fish. And like anything, technology plays a factor. There are many weather apps that will let you know the wind direction at the surface versus the jet stream, which can be completely opposite. This allows you to pick landings on the leeward side of the lake and give you great insight onto fishable water. Then again, sometimes the fish are in the teeth of the wind and you just have to roll up your sleeves. And that's what we're doing today. Lucky for us, the technology we have is built to handle it.
Mine's a big eyeball, I'm pretty
I
sure.
got a decent eyeball too.
No, I got a piker. Are you an eyeball?
I don't know, I haven't seen him yet. He's staying down.
If yours is a big eyeball, I want yours in.
Oh yeah.
Big eye?
I think it's a big eyeball. I just saw the side of it.
Okay. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I got
oh
it,
yeah,
got it,
big
man.
one.
Let me get my jig off of here.
This is why we come out here, Al. In the fall, When nobody's out here it is.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah!
There you go.
There we go. Nice. Nice. Look at this.
Woo.
Big fall walleye. Look at that girl. This is why we come out here now.
That's the kind of fish that's a typical Sjodin fish. Yeah, you know, just a typical day in his walleye fishing world.
The Edge is presented by these and other fine sponsors.
You got us locked up here?
I do, yeah.
Okay. Let me get this out of here. Hang on. Oh, it's a light blowing. It's running 30 and then it gusts a little bit more than that. And it is colder than it looks. Water's, you know, 44-ish. And, you know, not that many years ago, you'd come out here, you'd be freezing your butt off. But with all the technology today that we have as far as clothing goes, it's incredible. The weather will not bother you. Yeah, your hands, you can expose your hands a little bit, but even the kind of gloves and everything we have today, you could fish with them. But I mean, outfits like I got on today, I don't care how bad it is, how bad the wind blows, how cold it is, what happens, your body will be dry and warm. Amazing the technology that we have.
So that I was talking about, you can see how windy is it out here, you know, which is pretty intuitive with fall fishing. You usually got to expect high winds. Well, the nice thing about the technology now, the boats we're using now, you know, I started out as a tiller guy back in the day when I was younger. Now, I'm 47 years old and I've got a split windshield walkthrough, which is super nice for this wind when you're going across the lake. You don't have to worry about the elements so much, you can get behind it. Another thing is the trolling motor we're using. Al and I just had a double, so which means one of us has to get the net. I can hit spot lock, and we don't have to worry about being up in 2 feet of water by the time we get these fish netted. So the technology today is so incredible that, you know, you don't have to worry about, like Al said, the elements. You don't have to worry about the wind blowing you up on shore because you have spot lock. There's so many great things in technologies and boats nowadays. It's just incredible.
There. There. You know, we do a lot of this, you know, pop jigging for eyeballs like this baby. And rod of choice for me is a St. Croix 610 Icon. I got it spooled up with a Daiwa Fuego 2500 LT. And I like monofilament for this type of fishing. And this is a new mono it's a different makeup of mono. We haven't seen a new monofilament line come on the market for a long time. Suffolk's come out with this stuff that they call it advanced mono. And the beauty of this stuff is it's got a lot of, it handles like monofilament, real easy to cast and work and everything, but it's got a lower stretch, resistance to fraying, the sensitivity is better, and it's really quite an advancement in the world of monofilament fishing line.
Yep.
Did you spot lock her?
Yep.
Looked like a pretty big fish.
I think it's a walleye.
Is it a big gal?
I think.
Big gal. That's a walleye. She's going to be better than your first one.
Here it comes. Nope, pike.
Oh,
Jack.
a jackaroo.
In our opinion, the northern pike is some of the best table fare that swims in fresh water. They do get a bad rap because of their skeletal structure, the dreaded Y bones. While filleting these fish can be easier than you think.
So here's a slick way to clean a northern pike boneless so that you avoid the Y bones in the fish. You'll end up getting 5 pieces of meat out of this fish when you're done. The first step is to take your knife and cut right behind the head, make a downward cut right to the backbone and stop. Then you go just behind or just in front of the dorsal fin and do the same thing. Make a straight cut down, hit the backbone and stop. Then what you're gonna do is you're gonna take your knife, you're at the backbone, you're gonna run this knife right along the top of the backbone, and you can hear it cutting through the tips of the Y bones. So now we have one fillet, which is this one. So now when you look at the back of the fish, you can see the Y bones, which run along here and right here. So now we'll take the fish, flip it on its side, and we're gonna follow our same cuts. We're gonna make a cut here, and we're gonna make a cut here. And we're gonna take our knife and we're gonna run them on the top side of the Y bones. So you're cutting over the top of the row of Y bones with your knife. And then you're just gonna fillet like you normally would on the side of the fish. You're gonna go around the rib cage. We get to the bottom, and then we're gonna cut off. We're gonna cut off this. There we go, cut that piece off. Now we've got the back section, which is the third piece. We're gonna cut this. We're gonna just follow the top of the fish right down to the backbone, cut through like so. And there's your third piece of fillet. Now we're gonna do the exact same thing on the other side of the fish. And then I'll just fillet these off, or skin them. And then last piece, which is a little trickier, you just gotta cut down each side because of the curve of the back. Flatten it out, and there you go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Now that you got your boneless pike fillets, we want to share with you a simple recipe that is probably one of the best finger foods you'll eat all year. I call it Big Jim's Fantastic Fish Fry. Step 1, cut fillets into finger-sized portions. Mix equal parts panko breadcrumbs and crushed cornflakes. Pat dry the fillets, roll in flour, dip in egg wash, roll in breading, get oil above 360 degrees, fry for a minute or 2 on each side until golden brown. Here's the fun part, the dipping sauce. If you want to make your own, this is a dill recipe that'll knock your socks off. Mix equal parts sour cream and mayo. Add some fresh chopped dill, lemon juice, onion powder, garlic powder, and white pepper to taste. Stir vigorously and chill. If you want to get something off the shelf, try Western dressing. You'll be surprised how good it is. The Edge is presented by these and other fine sponsors.
Got him, Kai, got him.
Got one?
Yeah.
Here we go.
Not sure if it's an eyeball or
Catching a little everything, Al, so you just never know.
get a little oomph there.
Oh yeah. There we go.
Gator,
That's a gator.
nice gator,
Nice gator.
nice gator. We're talking about whether or not, whether should we go out in the wind the way it is, or should we sit in the office and work? We ain't got that many days, Ty said. We ain't got that many days. We got to go fish, man. And it's been worth it. And it's not hot and heavy, but every time you set the hook, it's a pretty good fish. You know, about a month ago, my pastor did a Sunday service titled Distractions. Talked about this little thing here. One of the biggest distractions that we have to face in the world today, and just think about it. It is a major distraction. And there's a lot of other things that kind of take away priorities in our life for a period of time. I want to share something with you that very few people have ever heard me share before. And after this teaching on distractions, it really brought back a thought to me. Years ago, when our family had in Fisherman Communications Network, I had a call from one of these organizations. Many of you know about Make-A-Wish or Dream Makers. There's a number of organizations like this where young people dealing with serious issues, health issues, and they have a dream to want to go meet a particular person, one or another. So I had a call, 10-year-old young man. It was in April. And I talked to the person from the organization, the parents and everything, and I said, yep, we're going to take them fishing, going to come up here. That was the whole plan. Well, I got distracted. And it was May, June, July, August, September. And I got back and I had that yellow sticky sitting there. I called back in September to work everything out. You know the rest of the story. I was too late. Went, closed my office door, cried, had a talk with God. Sorry, Lord, I blew this one, and it tore me up. Now, you know, I know people that think, do you hear from God? Does God ever talk to you? Well, I had a God moment there. There was no question about it. And here's what happened in my heart. Here's what I believe I heard after that. He says, you were my first choice. I wanted you to take this young man out and take care of the situation. You blew it. Don't worry about it. I sent another laborer there to do your job. Don't ever let it happen again. That's what I heard in my heart. I had to share that with you. Distractions. Don't let distractions impact your life like a situation that I just shared with you. I'm free of it now. I got free of it when I heard that. I got free of it. But it changed my outlook on life in a big way. Hey, from all of us here at The Edge, have a good, safe fishing season. We'll see you on the water.